want to thank all of you for attending the Black Dynamite panel here at New York Comic Con 2011. My name is Andre Torres. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief of Wax Poetics magazine, and I'll be your moderator this evening. Black Dynamite, the animated series, is based on 2009's critically acclaimed feature film Black Dynamite, an outrageous that follows ex-CIA agent and full-time ladies winning Black Dynamite, who's out for things with death of his brother against kung fu masters, drug-dealing pimps, and the man. Under the direction of Paul Jones, the series features the voice talent of some of our panelists here tonight, including Michael Jai White, Kim Whitley, and all of them starred in the feature film. The series further chronicles the exploits of the central character Black Dynamite and his crew. Black Dynamite is being produced by Ars Nova Entertainment and animated by Titmouse Inc. The pilot premiered on AdultSwim.com on August 8th and was viewed over 300,000 times in the first week. The series will premiere on July 8th, 2012. Yeah! With that, I'd like to introduce our esteemed panelists this evening. First up, we have Byron Menz, writer and performer, Black Dynamite, as well as writer, performer, and producer. Menz has appeared in many theatrical, TV, and film productions, including the Tony Award-winning August Wilson play Fences on Broadway at the 46th Street Theater, directed by Lloyd Richards. Other credits include South of Sunset and Delavan Shore on CBS, DEA on Fox as a series regular, and films such as Forrest Gump, Trespass, and South Central. He has trained at Lincoln Center, HB Studios, and the Yale Annex, and has a passion for martial arts, dialects, boxing, and basketball. Next up, we have the lovely Miss Kim Whitley. Balancing a successful career as an actress, producer, director, and stand-up comedian, multi-talented artist Kim Whitley has starred alongside some of Hollywood's elite in such box office hits as Fun with Dick and Jane, Along Came Polly, The Perfect Man, Deliver Us from Eva, and Next Friday. In addition, she created and co-hosted her own evening talk show on BET entitled Oh Drama.
Skip all that and no on that. Just
Upcoming projects include co-starring with Vinegar A. Fox and Terrence Howard in the feature film The Salon, as well as being featured in upcoming pilots for Touchstone ABC's Making It Legal and HBO's Untitled Kanye West Project. Next up, we have Mr. Scott Sanders. Writer and director of Black Dynamite, as well as writer and producer of Black Dynamite the animated series. Originally from North Carolina, Scott Sanders is a screenwriter and film director who began his career as a television writer working on shows such as A Different World, Rock, and The Wayans Brothers. Sanders' first film debut came on the 1998 HBO film Thick as Thieves. His latest film, Black Dynamite, was released by Sony Pictures in 2009. Next we have Mr. Michael Jai White. performer and producer, Black Dynamite animated series. Michael has over 2 decades of experience in film and television, with credits as an actor, director, producer, and writer on several features. His feature credits include Spawn and Spawn, 3 Days in the Valley, Breakfast of Champions, Thick as Thieves, Universal Soldier, and Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill. Currently, Michael is directing and starring in the upcoming film Never Back Down 2, and reprising his role as Marcus from the popular Why Did I Get Married movies in the new TBS series, For Better or Worse, debuting this fall. And finally, we have Mr. Carl Jones. Executive producer and writer, Black Dynamite animated series. Carl was the co-executive producer and writer of the hit animated series, The Boondocks. Which was the first Cartoon Network program to win a Peabody Award, as well as to be nominated for an NAACP Image Award. He is also a writer, creator, and executive producer on Freak Nick the Musical. He has developed the playpen and animated property for Rockefeller Films. Carl has recently worked with Jamie Foxx as co-executive producer of Fox Television's In the Flow with Avion Crockett. Ladies and gentlemen, your panel. I want to thank all of you for sharing your time with us tonight. I want to get right into questions because I want to be able to open up the floor to the audience shortly after. So first, I figured I would start with where it all started. I'm jumping ahead here. I have a little something special this evening. They put together a nice little teaser video for you, just to get a sense of what you have coming here next year. So if we can roll tape, we've got a short behind-the-scenes glimpse at Black Dynamite, the animated series. Some crazy shit. So, moving forward into the questions. I figured we'd start with Michael and Scott as creators and writers of the Black Dynamite film. I just wanted to get your thoughts on what you guys were hoping to achieve with the animated series. And I was curious to find out if you guys thought that animation was maybe even more liberating than film, and how you felt the process.
Well, I think we were always thinking that it had cartoon potential. I mean, there's a cartoon in the movie, so once we saw that, we were like, wow, this could really, really work. I think what Carl did a really great job of doing is having the worlds connect, but at the same time, they're separate worlds. Like, the main characters, Cream Corn, Black Dynamite, Bullhorn, and Honeybee, all are like a family in the show. Which they're kind of not in the film. So it works interlocking, and it also works separately, I think. So.
Yeah, the whole animated thing for me. I look at this man right here, and I really dug what he did with the Boondocks, and he's an amazingly talented man with this whole animation thing. So. I take his lead, and I learn from him. There's a lot in this world that's a lot different from the live action. So I basically, try to put it all together. Try to unite our talents. And so I mean, it's working out. I think we're doing something that I'm pretty proud of.
Well, it looks like it. From what we've seen in the behind-the-scenes trailer, I'll go to you, Carl. Maybe if you could shed some light on the actual process of animating a show like this, especially the effect that adapting a film to animation has on your process.
Right. I guess you start with a bunch of Red Bulls. But no, I mean, it's a time-consuming process. I mean, you know, the toughest part is actually figuring out the stories. You know, I mean, you know, it's one thing to be funny, but like this is a show where you have very intense plots, and you also have a lot of character stuff. So, you know, it's trying to find that perfect balance, so it's not just, you know, so serious in tone, you know, because of all the fighting and the action, and balance it with enough comedy and enough character motivation. So, that's really the toughest part of it. From there, you know, it goes to the storyboard artist, and the storyboard artist, you know, hopefully they laugh at the script before they start. And then, you know, it's the characters are designed, and you know, we send it overseas for main production, which is a studio called Don Wu, who we actually worked with on the Boondocks. And then we wait for it to come back and hope the shit looks good. You know, that's pretty much it. You know. I mean, the voice acting too.
And I guess all of the main work is being done. I saw you were at Titmouse. I guess that's where most of the
Titmouse Animation. So, you know, because I worked with them before on Freaknik the Musical, and you know, they got several shows that they've done with Adult Swim, and they're just a great studio. I mean, they got a lot of talented artists, and they, you know, they understood what we were trying to do, and I mean, it shows in the pilot. In the pilot, I mean, wouldn't you all agree? Like,
I think you answered it. Thank you. Moving on to Byron and Kim, I was hoping maybe as actors you could talk a little bit about how it was bringing these characters to animation and how that affected your performances.
Because you do a lot of
Ladies first.
I would just like to say these guys up here, they are all wearing a bunch of hats. They're writing and directing and all of that. I am a voice actress on the animation of Black Dynamite. There's no way that I can do all the things that they're doing and thinking and creating. And that's why it's easy for me to bring Honeybee to life, because it's well written. And I think I looked at the shot of me. I wasn't as animated as everyone else. So when we go back to work next week, you're gonna see me like Deborah Wilson. I'll be like, oh, Black Dynamite! See, I got to give it. That animation voiceover is no joke. So bringing it to life, I hope that I have. But it's been a great experience. It's funny. And when it's funny, you can go in the booth with no makeup on, no drawers. I mean, I've had a good time.
Sounds like Byron?
Ditto.
Easy enough. I was curious about, there are so few African-American run shows on television, and you know, knowing some of the material you guys are getting into here, I was curious because there's obviously some sensitivity to this kind of satire, especially in the African-American community. Being one of the only African-American run shows, do you feel any sense of responsibility or apprehension with doing some of the material, or just like whatever goes? Well, any of you guys, I would love to hear your thoughts from all of you.
Absolutely. I mean, well, no, I mean, you know, that's the toughest thing. I mean, to be honest, like, you know, naturally, you know, you feel like you have some type of responsibility, and then you also want to make the show funny. So it's like trying to find that area right in between where you can kind of satisfy both needs. It's kind of difficult, but you find yourself sometimes, especially when it's hard to come by like really good jokes, and you just want to hold on to it, but you know it's going to piss everybody off. But you know, I guess the most important thing for me is really is just making sure that the show has a voice and a direction, and we're not just like, you know, I mean, you saw Richard Pryor in the show. I want to say something different about Richard Pryor. You know what I'm saying? And especially since we have a show where our hindsight is 2020, like we can, you know, tell our story of how Richard became who he was. You know what I'm saying? Or what really happened with Elvis or the Jackson 5, or, you know, like we can, you know, like, so we can make it still come out the way it actually played out in history, but what it took to get there, you don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's our special take on it, you know? But yeah, to answer your question, that's always a challenge, man. And this show will piss some people off. I know it.
Looking forward to it.
The first episode.
Anyone have anything to add?
Oh, no, who me? No, I was tripping on the dude with the claw on his head. Or the crab or something. It's very distracting. I'm trying to focus, but I was like, is that a claw on his head? A crab? It's a head what?
Head crab.
A head crab. I'm sorry. Oh, wow, whoa. All right, I'm sorry, back to you.
No, it's all good. I was enjoying that too. Well, I want to get into the questions, so I'm going to just do one final question, and that's just to give a sense of maybe some of the stuff we have to look forward to, some of the storylines that you guys are working on currently.
They're not going to tell you.
Am I just a little taste?
Let me see.
I heard a little bit about Richard Pryor.
Yes, we're doing something with Richard Pryor, Jackson 5. We got an episode called Honky Kong. I'm sure you can put that together, but it's, you know, it's our King Kong story. Yeah, I mean, we got some interesting villains. I mean, Snoop, you know, I mean, it's, I can't give away, I won't give away too much.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
You know, I'd rather you just watch it and be surprised.
I'm looking forward to it. The Honky Kong was worth it.